What's good, creative fam? Brandon Washington here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Canon 1DX Mark II, and I'm going to be telling you guys if I think it's still worth buying in 2018. What's going on, guys? First of all, thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. If this is your first time here and you are a filmmaker, content creator, photographer, and you're into filmmaking gear, tips, tricks, tutorials, all that good stuff, this is the perfect channel for you. So I definitely welcome you to hit that subscribe button. But as I said already, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Canon 1DX Mark II and some of the changes and things that have been going on in the camera market, and if I think it's still worth buying in 2018. So the Canon 1DX Mark II has been out for a little almost 2 years now, I believe, and it has been a beast of a camera since the day it was released. It answered a lot of questions that people were looking for in the Canon world, but unfortunately it came at a very high price tag, starting at around $6,000. Now, for a lot of filmmakers and content creators, that was way outside of their budget and what they could afford, and so it basically forced them to look elsewhere for cameras. However, now in 2018 we're starting to see a shift. We're starting to see other cameras coming out with very similar specs and giving you those same factors but at a much cheaper price point. So this leads a lot of people to ask, well, is it still worth it to buy something like the Canon 1DX Mark II when you have other cameras coming out at a similar specs but at a cheaper price point? Now, the interesting thing that I have found since hearing some new releases such as the Sony a7 III is that I have been watching other Canon 1DX owners like myself start to sell their Canon 1DX Mark IIs, which has been super surprising for me because it is such an amazing camera. I've already made 2 videos kind of reviewing my thoughts on the camera, which, spoiler alert, I love this camera, but seeing so many people try to sell their cameras has really got me wondering what's happening to the Canon market when it comes to price and cameras. The biggest thing I think is going on right now is that they are afraid that they're not going to be able to sell their cameras later because the value is dropping tremendously on the 1DX Mark II. However, the quality for the 1DX Mark II is not dropping. So when it comes to being a Canon 1DX Mark II owner, I am a little nervous when it comes to return value, like if I'm going to actually be able to sell this camera at the price point I would like to sell it at. But honestly, I love this camera so much, I don't see myself selling it. So what about those people who are looking to buy one? Well, personally, I feel like right now, if you are in the market for the 1DX Mark II, this is the perfect time to start looking for a camera. There are so many cameras popping up used right now at crazy low prices. I saw one just the other day for $4,500 and it came with 2 batteries and memory cards, which is insane. I wish I could have got a deal like that when I was buying mine, but things like this is why I'm starting to believe that this might be the perfect time to invest in the 1DX Mark II if you've been considering it. Now, although you're starting to see a mass exodus of people getting rid of this camera, the quality that this camera produces, especially for today's time period, is bar none. I mean, this is by far, in my opinion, one of the best still photography cameras that you can buy that also shoots amazing video. To have everything you need in one body and to be able to quickly switch between high resolution video and high resolution photos in a matter of a second is priceless, especially if you're a shooter like me, where you're shooting live events or you're shooting run and gun, or you're just creating stuff for yourself and you never want to accidentally miss a moment. It's so easy to get your camera set up the way you need to and be able to flip it back and forth from different settings in order to make sure that you always capture that perfect shot. Now, the only thing that I think is sort of an issue with this camera for 2018 is the size. Camera sizes have been coming down tremendously, especially with the big boom in full frame mirrorless cameras and how good they're starting to become. But the 1DX Mark II, what it lacks in the size category, it makes up for in the quality. There have been plenty of days as an owner that I've gone out and I've shot, and it has been a burden to carry around this body with like a 70-200 lens, which that combo alone basically feels like you're carrying around a small baby all day long. But basically honestly, when I get back to the edit and I see the video quality that I'm pulling back out of this camera and this setup, it makes it worth it. And so that's what I keep telling myself when I go out and shoot, is that, you know, yes, this is a big camera, and yes, I have to carry a big backpack, but the quality of the work that I get when it's all said and done is absolutely worth it. Now, of course, this camera is not perfect for everyone. I know there's a lot of people out there who are diehard Sony fans or diehard Panasonic fans, and that's perfectly fine. But if you are a Canon shooter, or you're considering being a Canon shooter, and you're looking for the best bang for your buck as far as quality for dollars, I honestly think that now, more than ever, if you were considering something like the 5D Mark IV, you really should consider going ahead and upgrading to a used 1DX Mark II. These cameras are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the quality of video that it shoots, the 120 frames per second that it produces with the dual pixel autofocus, you know, it just makes for amazing footage, and I can't speak highly enough about it. This is by far the best camera I've ever used, and I have borrowed and rented multiple different types of cameras, including the Red cameras, and this is still probably the most versatile camera that I've ever shot with. And if I had to grab one camera and go out and shoot something, and if I had no idea what the job was, I just had to grab one camera to be able to take care of whatever the job was, I would probably take the 1DX Mark II, hands down, just because I know it's the most versatile camera and I can get whatever I'm looking for. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope this video was helpful. This was just a short one over my camera of choice. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Also, as I mentioned before, if you're into filmmaking gear, tips, tutorials, and you guys want to learn some stuff from me, leave those comments down below so that way I can know what to make in future videos. And then also hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, because I'd love to have you guys join me along this journey. And one last little thing I'm going to ask you guys to do, for the few of you who stuck around to the end of this video, I have tried out a new audio solution when recording these videos, so please let me know what you think about that audio down below. If you thought this quality was better than some of my past videos, I'd really appreciate that feedback. But until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.